Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of a Tall Girls Podcast or ATG Podcast. This is the last part of the first day of this podcast, I guess. I don't even know how to say it properly, but I intend to have this third episode up the same day as the first and second. So welcome to the last part of the first day of my first ever podcast. That's a lot of firsts in like 10 seconds. Anyways, so for this part, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be talking about what it's like being tall now. As you heard in the last episode, it was honestly a struggle. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, oh yeah, it's so much easier now. It's definitely a little bit easier or much easier, but there are still struggles just in different ways, and mainly because I'm in a different phase in life than I was when I was younger. So I think the reason that it's a little bit or much easier now is that because I've just been surrounded by people who are more accepting, and I don't even think it's like surrounding myself with people who are more accepting. I just think that now people are more accepting of different body types and stuff like that, because I feel like we're finally realizing that there's just not one type of body or one specific height or shape or anything like that that's quote unquote ideal. So if you look different from the person next to you or the people that are in a crowd, obviously there's still going to be heads turning like, ew. That sounds really bad, but there's still going to be heads turning that just want to judge you in a negative way. But I can definitely say that nowadays there's less than that. So I feel like that's something that makes it easier on me. Another thing is I've also met more people, especially women, who are around my height, because when I was younger, I guess I hit the growth spurt earlier. But also I feel like it has to do with genetics. What do you mean I feel like? I know it has to do with genetics. So I've just been around people who genetically just are not as tall as me, So I've also have met more people who are around my height, whether they're the same height as me or taller. Definitely taller. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's definitely some women that I've met that 6'4", 6'5", around my height, like 5'10", 5'11". So that's pretty nice. And another thing that makes it a bit easier is my growing confidence and self-love. I don't know, I feel like as we get older, there's a switch in the brain or something like that, because it's just one day it just clicks. Everything just clicks. Well, not everything, but a lot of things just click, and you just start thinking like, why care what people think or what people say about you? Like they can't physically change you, and they don't, even if they wanted to, they don't even have the money to do that. Like, are you gonna pay for my surgery for them to take out my kneecaps? Like, what are you gonna do? And I most definitely don't have the money for that surgery. Is that even a real surgery? I might look that up one day. I'm gonna look that up one day, because I don't even know if that's humanly possible. And I'm gonna try to find out how much it costs. Not to say that I'm gonna try to get my knees removed or anything, but that's something interesting. Anyways, let me stop digressing from what I'm trying to say. But yeah, why care what people think? Because it really, honestly, does it really get you far in life? Does it really get you anywhere? All that. I personally, nobody has to agree with me, but I personally think that your own opinion about yourself is the most important opinion, and whatever other people think, whatever, because everybody's gonna have a different image of you in their head than you do anyways. But yeah, I think that me realizing that kind of just like me just not caring what people thought about my height, it made it easier on me now, so yeah, it definitely got easier in many realms. I can definitely say the clothing situation, because I told you before, I told you in the last episode, I'm here in the women's section of JCPenney's as a 9-year-old, and it was because I never knew how to really dress myself, because I was just looking at clothes that fit me. I just desperately needed clothes that fit me, that pants that went to my ankles, shirts that reached my wrists. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. If it fits me, it's being bought, period. And I think once, obviously, when you reach teenagehood, you kind of want to, I don't want to say like define yourself through clothes, but you kind of want to, get some type of style. Not necessarily style, because I'm a very simple, very, very simple person when it comes to what I wear. But, you want to find good things that suit you. And that part definitely got easier when I started finding stores. It was more so online stores rather than like physical, like brick and mortar stores. I mean, there are stores that have, I don't want to say tall sections, but they specify, like on jeans, for example, they specify long. It's long or it's short, or if it doesn't have anything, that means it's average. So every time I see a pair of pants or a pair of jeans that is long, I know it was made for me. But there's also online stores that have clothes that can fit my long limbs, which is good. It definitely took a while to find them, that's for sure. But you know what? Better late than never. And it really opened my eyes to how brands are also becoming more inclusive with their sizes, because with the plus sizes, but yes, the tall sizes, we love the tall sizes, and they also have petite sizes. But I think we're gonna go deeper into that in another episode in the future, about what brands that I get my clothes from. That's definitely something to talk about, so be sure to watch out for that in the future. I think that the hardest part when transitioning into young adult life and being a tall girl is probably dating. It's not like I have the most experience with it, because I honestly don't, but this went back when, the high confidence wasn't necessarily there. It could be struggling, it could be a struggle. Because I identify as a straight girl, so I'm into guys, and I've been around boys, okay, not men. We're gonna call them boys, who are always like, yeah, I don't like women who are taller than me, because I want to feel like I can protect her, and blah blah blah, so I want her shorter. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with preferences, okay? I prefer to not be with a dude who's like 5'4", so there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a preference. But sometimes it's just the way they say it. I feel like people don't pay attention to the way that they say things sometimes, is the way they say it that kind of makes it seem like, yeah, tall girls don't deserve a chance because, oh yeah, you're like an inch taller than them. What? It's crazy. But yeah, I'll probably get into that portion in the future episodes as well. Everything just seems like I'm gonna get more into it in future episodes, but it's true because this is really just an introductory type of episode. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for making it this far, and thank you for making it to the last episode, the first day of my first podcast. And I'm really excited to be on this journey here with you guys, even if it's just one or two people listening right now. You're amazing. Follow me on Instagram at atgp.podcast. I will link that below for more updates on new episodes and to get a glimpse of my life. So yeah, stay safe everybody. Good night and goodbye.